A cow's stomach, brushing our teeth, shiplap on the wall. How do these things point us closer to our goal every day? Well, you gotta watch and find out.
Hey, welcome to Every Day's a Bonus. We are back and we're excited that you're back with us. And on the board is Colin and on the production is Skylar, the two you never get to see. But they are here with us every time and we appreciate them greatly. And as usual, this is Logan all the way over to Brent and then over to Ken. And we are just excited to be with you one more time. And life.
One last time.
No.
Oh.
One more.
Last episode of EDAB.
Just kidding. Keep going.
No.
Great job,
We're
Ken.
good. We're good. And I love the foundational pieces that we get into. And so what were some of the influences when you guys were growing up? What influenced you? What did you wear? How'd you do your hair? What did you love? What did you try to mimic as you were growing up? Because you were a golfer. Who was your favorite golfer?
Oh, Tiger.
Okay.
But also I loved Payne Stewart.
Okay.
And I almost got into the
knickers.
The knickers and the high socks and the
cool.
goofy hat. And I just couldn't commit, but I really liked him. All that we matched was the WWJD bracelet. That was it. Because Payne always wore that.
You start wearing what you see people wear. I remember like Gerbeau jeans or Guess jeans or something. I think I just heard the other day Guess was sold to somebody for like $2 billion. And I'm like, is that still out in this world? I guess the brand name Guess.
Somewhere.
It's like the upside down triangle Guess. Gerbeau had like a little label and you had to make sure you had the label. It was kind of on the zipper of the pants. And there was, I'm trying to think of the different shirts. Izod was big back, a little Lacoste kind of Izod thing was like a preppy look. But there was all different brands, but you're saying you kind of...
Well, you got, today they call them influencers.
Yeah, influencers.
Right? Yeah.
They wear it and they do. I remember, was it The Story? I watched some documentary, which I know you like documentaries.
Love them.
And it was about Beats headphones. And it was like the prototype. They only had like two pairs of Beats. And so when Dr. Dre was going out to do his Beats thing, it'd just take them to different people they knew in the entertainment world, have them wear it just while they walked on the plane for people to take pictures, got them back, and then they'd go put them on somebody else. And those pictures started popping up and people were like, Beats, I got to get me Beats. And they're like, we haven't even started production on these things.
Oh, how
But the
funny.
influence of this turned into this multi-billion-dollar thing that I think Apple ended up buying the rights to Beats.
Right.
But anyway, how our society, we see somebody with it, that looks kind of cool. Ooh, they also have it. I need to have it.
Didn't you used to work at the shoe store?
New Balance.
New Balance.
Yes.
Exactly. So New Balance, their new CEO was like, hey, we got to get in on this train because basically New Balance was the old white guy running shoes.
Right.
Yep.
And they thought, no, we need to expand. And it was like, I read an article on it like a year and a half where they're paying these influencers, Shohei Ohtani in baseball.
Yeah,
and
they're huge in baseball.
to wear
Well, they
New
are.
Balance.
And just say, hey, I want you to wear these because they know those who are influenced are going to go, if that's what he's wearing, I want to do that.
Here's $1 million and this pair of shoes. They go together. Wear these, get this.
I got to sell
that's
a
crazy.
pair of New Balances to Andre 3000 when I
No
was
way.
working
What?
at
What's the group
If you don't know
called?
who that is, Black Eyed Peas.
Black
They're
Eyed
not Black
Peas.
Eyed Peas. No.
Yeah.
No, Outcast.
Outcast.
Gosh,
That's right.
I almost butchered that.
That was
Woo,
scary.
I'm from ATL.
You
and I
didn't
almost
sell
really-
him shoes.
Oh my
You don't
gosh.
even know him.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
He's not in your community.
Andre.
Get
Yeah,
to know
but
him
he
better.
walked in wearing his like classic train conductor outfit that he's famous for.
Yep.
And we were like, it's Andre 3000. And we're like, can we take a picture? He's like, sure, but I just want some shoes.
And he bought New Balances.
And he's bought New Balances. Well, the whole point I wanted to
This
get
was
at
like
is one of
12
the
years ago.
foundational pieces of success is I'm going to move towards whatever I focus on. And businesses know that. So they're like, hey, let's get an influencer so that people focus on that and buy our stuff.
They want to go in that direction. It's kind of interesting. On that same vein, you do talk about what you're into at the time. So you
Absolutely.
see somebody in the shoes or in the outfit, you're like, you talk about it, then you focus on it, then you go to the website and you see, hey, I like these pants. And then all of a sudden you're on the website checking it out, getting your coupon and checking out the size and the style. And now it's almost like you can't unfocus on it. So you spend time researching a certain brand, putting shirts in your cart, and then all of a sudden,
And then you see it everywhere.
and then you see it everywhere. Like when you buy a car,
Yes.
now you're hyper focused on, I'm looking at buying a car, and now I'm seeing the car I'm looking at.
Have you ever heard of the
everywhere.
RAS?
What is the RAS?
What is the RAS?
It's a part of your brain called the reticular activating system.
RAS.
It's like the spam filter for your brain.
Okay.
You know, okay, when you walk through a spider web, okay,
Yes,
and you do that classic, you know, because you feel like the spider's somewhere on you, and you freak out.
It is,
and
by the
for the
way.
next 5 to 10 minutes,
There's bugs on you.
every little thing that you feel on your
Spiders
body,
are in
you're
your
convinced
shirt,
it's the
yes.
spider. What's happened is your RAS has said, your brain has told your RAS, that part of your brain,
Told
that-
your RAS.
Your brain told your brain. Your brain.
Sounds like you're
Your
cussing.
RAS told your ass.
Is that a donkey?
Okay. Anyways, it's told your brain. That was hilarious. Well, squirrel. Anyways, that there might be a spider on you somewhere. So
'Cause it's
it's telling
the
your
RAS
body,
part.
every little feeling you have, let's alert the brain. Let's let us know. We're going to feel everything. We're feeling all that stuff all the time, but the RAS
your brain
blocks
is
it out
into it.
because we wouldn't be able to function
Do you
if
think
we
the
were
RAS
feeling
is
all that all the
working when
time.
when I'm looking at a certain car brand and now I'm seeing it everywhere
Yes.
and I'm like, my brain is
Yes.
attuned to whatever that's going
There's
on.
not more of that car on the road now.
They've
You're just
always been the
noticing
same.
it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Question. So let's just say we were talking before we started rolling, and we've been making some trips to Virginia and going on just drives. Kirsten and I have, and we've been getting into like audiobooks.
Sure.
And so kind of fun listening to audio because then you talk about it. It's not safe to drive while you're reading the book, so audio is the next best
Have
thing.
somebody else read it to you.
Yeah, and so there's been some John Grisham books and things like that we've
Love
been
John
listening,
Grisham.
and then we'll find somebody else that's listened, and then we start talking about it, and then we're hyped up about like audiobooks and listening, and it's like Kirsten and I, we're seeing our kids in college, you know, and they were like, can't wait to get back in the car so we can keep listening to our audiobook together.
Isn't
you know,
that crazy? But it's true.
It's weird.
We're on chapter 17.
We love you. Gotta go. We gotta go. Yeah, we gotta go during daylight hours so we can keep listening to our audiobook. But anyway, it's like what you're
You can only listen during
I don't
daylight
know.
hours.
I heard what I said and
Yeah.
it probably didn't make
he
sense.
He was really hoping we weren't going to
When the sun goes down, my ears just shut, and I can't hear
Do
anything.
your ears not do that? I put earphones in. Yeah.
Okay, so
No.
similarities.
Daytime, nighttime, you can listen to audiobooks anytime.
That's wow.
Much like podcasts.
So anyway, like a podcast.
Anytime.
Working out. Yeah, I guess
I
so. guess a
recommend
good
this
point.
one.
Yeah, that's a great podcast to recommend. Recommend it to a friend today.
Yeah.
But all I was saying is whatever you're into at the time, you just saw the latest movie, you can't help but talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So almost when you're saying whatever you're pointing to is the direction you're going to go, also probably whatever you're consuming, reading, watching, browsing,
That's the point.
Probably that's your sphere right now. That's what your RAS, that's what you're hyper focused on for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And so what I take away from that is like, if I'm focused on things that is drawing me closer to Christ, that's a good thing because I want to talk about it. I want people to see it. But sometimes if I forget for that day and I got focused on something else,
Right, we
I'm
get
gonna
distracted.
I'm going to get distracted. I'm going to go in that direction. And I'll be honest, sometimes I have to pray and I'm like, in the evening, I was like, God, I am so sorry that like, I did not, my quiet time was overtaken by my car browsing and my, you know, my time of reading this part in a devotional I was doing was taken up by a YouTube or TikTok or something. Like sometimes it's like, I got to almost apologize and be like, God, I'm so sorry that I spent this because you're right. Whichever direction you're kind of
Focused
got your
on.
focus on, you're going to go in that direction. So focus on things that have, I don't know, focus on things that have eternal value or focus on things that are most important and not things that
and
are.
it's reactive.
Yeah,
reactive.
okay.
And what I want to just get our minds on here, the successful people that I know are ones who they decide where they're going to focus versus if you get up and you grab your phone, well, now I'm letting somebody else determine where my focus is going to be today. Whether that's, oh my gosh, I read this article and the first person, did you hear what Trump did? And all of a sudden I am distracted by something I have no control over whatsoever. Where inversely, whatever I choose to focus on, I'm going to move towards, whether that's spiritual, whether that's goal-oriented. And there's all kinds of studies. I'm willing to bet you probably know one of the studies as I bring this up, and that is...
And then there's an acronym for it.
Yeah.
I might not know the acronym.
Oh, okay.
But I'd read one time, if you write down your goals, written down goals and objectives, you're like 80 times more likely to achieve them. And one of my buddies one time, he says, you know what? Take any area of life and take one of those erasable markers, write it on your mirror. So every morning when you shave and brush your teeth, you're looking at this. And I did that financially when I was trying to get out of debt. And I'm telling you, what should have taken me 2.5, almost 3 years to get out of debt took me like a year and 7 months.
Yeah.
Because every day I'm looking at this, I actually drew a thermometer there and going, okay, so every spending decision for that week, day, hour,
started with that.
that thing comes to my mind. My mind was
Do
focused
I
on
need
that.
the 5-piece at Popeyes?
I'm not
Or is
kidding. It
3
gets
piece
down to
okay?
that.
Yeah.
Because my mind, I
Yeah.
guess you're saying my
It's powerful.
RAS
Yes.
was set on that I decided to.
Yeah.
So
I tell that to kids and families all the time at church. Like we'll discuss something, or we're going to have a scripture we're going to focus on. And I'm like, write it down, or take something we already have, but write it down, stick it on the mirror, stick it on the bag of chips you get every day, stick it wherever it is you're going to be. And that verse right there, that's the first thing you see. That's the focus of what it is. And you're almost like picturing it in your mind, because you're always looking for something to do while you're brushing your teeth for the full
Right.
2 minutes. You know, imagine if you're like focused on that. But if the bag of chips is the thing after school, you go right to stick it on there. Now, before you ever turn that TV on, you're reading, James 1:9, or
you're deciding where to focus.
You're deciding,
Yes.
I'm going to focus on this.
Yes.
Now, it's okay to still have some, I get that our brains, we just need to relax a little bit.
Sure.
But you'll see that movie and you'll start talking about that movie, because the latest Marvel movie came out with the superhero and you can't help but talk about it, but if you can get it focused on Jesus or whatever that is for you for the day, yeah, you're going to row in that direction. You're going to
gonna
talk
move that
about
way.
it naturally.
Yeah.
We just talk about stuff we like. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
We talk about things that
Yeah,
we
but
enjoy.
even the filter of how we talk about it is determined by where we set our
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
and our heart.
Well, and I love how, as we, modern science, discover things about our brains, we can look back and go, oh, the Bible already told us this. That's amazing. So I just want to give you 3 different examples.
Set your
real
mind
quick.
on things above.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. Oh, there's 4. That wasn't
okay.
even going to be one of my 3. That was amazing. But Joshua 1:8, my favorite verse is 1:9, but 1:8 is 1:9 is be strong and courageous. 8 is talking about meditate on the law daily. And the Hebrew word that we've translated to meditate is a word that you could use to describe how a cow will chew on grass, swallow it, regurgitate it, chew it, swallow it, regurgitate it, chew it, swallow it. How they have
A lot of
I don't remember
stomachs.
how many. It's like 7
Multiple
stomachs or something like
stomachs.
that. But the picture is chew on God's word. Keep bringing it back to your mind. Bring it back to your mouth to chew on throughout the day. And then I jump to Paul in Romans 12:2. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. How do we do that? I can't quote it, and I'm hoping one of you can. I can't remember where it is, but it's one of Paul's epistles or letters. I forget the term
Paul's a
now.
good guy.
Paul's letters.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's
He follows Jesus.
whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever
Philippians
is.
4:8.
Think
Can you
about
help me
such
quote
things.
that? I'm
Whatever
drawing
is
a
true,
blank.
honorable, right, pure, lovely, and of good report. If there's anything noteworthy, let your minds dwell on these things.
My version
So what-
says, think about such things.
Think about such things. So what Paul is saying, clue your RAS to look for these things.
Let that be the filter.
This is the filter. This is what I'm moving towards. And now I've told my brain's filter, anything that ties in with that list, I'm bringing that I'm looking for that throughout my day.
It's like the fruit of the
So-
Spirit, it's
Yes.
love. I'm going to have love, and I'm going to have joy,
Yes.
and peace, and patience,
Yes.
and kindness all the days. I'm going to try my best as I focus on those things.
So I want to hear the other ones you have, because you had 4, right? You had
no,
another-
3. He brought up another one. I said, oh, there's 4. That was
So
3.
did you
The Bible's
do all
good.
3?
That was Joshua 1:8, Romans 12:2, and then I couldn't
then
remember where the
Philippians
third one was,
4:8.
but Philippians 4.
So, I mean, how many have you ever been on an interstate and you're driving and a billboard catches your eye and
Yes.
you look at the billboard? The next thing you know, like, you're on the rumble.
The rumble strips.
Exactly. Because we move towards what we focus on.
Oh, that's so
I'm
good.
not
I've not
trying
thought
to.
about that.
I'm just moving that way.
Yeah.
And one of my
But doesn't your car have a setting where you can keep it right? In the
mine
middle
does
of
now.
the- Okay.
Now,
Okay.
not then.
He's got one of those cool
Yeah.
ones.
I just got that feature on a car, and I'm like,
What just happened?
No, I don't
have to
No
steer.
more rumble strips. What?
Yeah.
You steer a car?
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
What's wrong
One
with
hand
you?
on the steering wheel, one scrolling my phone. It's real difficult.
One reading a book.
Yeah.
One shaving.
You know, this reminds me of what I shared with y'all, gosh, a month or so ago. about the picture Mallory drew for me
Yes.
of a canoe on the water.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the
Drifting.
encouragement was keep paddling, keep pursuing Jesus, keep pursuing what you know you need to be doing. Because when you stop paddling, you drift.
Do you know what battle I have every day? A battle I have every day. I get in the car, I start it, and I can put it on the news channel or I can put it on like worship.
Yeah.
And it's like, do I need to know what's happening in the world right now? Which is sometimes good. Sometimes you need to know the things that are going. Oh, there's a natural disaster happening. I need to know.
Don't be an
about
ostrich with your head in the sand.
Right.
Yeah.
But man, the difference it makes when I do start with an act of worship, listening to those songs as I'm driving to work, and it's like I get there like renewed mind. I'm like I've been focusing the last 15 minutes on like Jesus and loving Him, and not about this and that and the latest whatever policy change and who hates this person, whatever happens.
Right.
Cracker Barrel did their thing. Whatever it is, it's like, what am I just...
A new sign?
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
The world is ending.
But then you get to work like tensed up. But it's like, I'll challenge you, to be honest, for our viewers and our listeners out there, try it. If you're a follower of Jesus, try during that commute time to dedicate some of the time to just worship. Start your day out that way. Now, if I surely recommend spending time in God's word and talking to Him, but like that drive, when you just want to kind of cruise, man, you put worship on and it just changes your perspective of how you start the day, because you've set your mind on things above. You're going in that you're focusing in that direction for the first moments before you ever get to the office or wherever it is.
So what you said is so true. God, the creator, He created us this way.
Yeah.
And even back when I was in the business world, they were like, hey, my regional manager said, I need your written goals. I need your written goals and I need to see them. And he would send them and remind them, and I can honestly say that principle that God put into us, wherever we set our mind and set your heart. Now that can be on unhealthy or healthy, but it makes a difference. Yeah. I literally, in this company as a 26-year-old, was in the top 10 in sales. And it wasn't because I was great. It was because I get to that point where like, man, I do not want to do any more. And then I get my car and there's my goal. Well, I've got to do more because I got to hit this number. And it's in front of you.
Yeah.
But we're all that way. It's just, what am I going to decide? Am I going to wake up, grab my iPhone and look at the news and set my mind there? After my heart surgery, I just started. First thing, I brush my teeth, turn on the light, grab my Bible, read a chapter. I want my mind set in that direction.
You got into a habit of doing that.
Every day.
Obviously, none of us are perfect. I was talking a second ago about the 2-minute teeth brushing. It's the first thing I do in the morning. And during that 2 minutes, I open up the Bible app, I see the verse of the day, and then I read into the verse. So I don't just read the verse. I now go put it into a whole chapter. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to see Paul's talking to the church in Ephesus. And I'm going to read down. Okay, I'm going to connect that. And then it's like a mini prayer. And before you know it, it's like 2 minutes is up.
You're setting your mind.
Now, that's not like, all right, done reading God's word for the day, done praying. And I'm not saying that, but I love the idea of like, that's where you started. You pointed it in that direction. And sometimes do I get off track and I do something else, whatever it is. But that usually is a habitual thing. I'm in the habit of the second the Quip electric toothbrush gets the toothpaste on it, it's almost like this reflex. The phone goes up, Bible app, and I'm reading. And it's like, whoa, that's kind of like it's like a two-hander thing. This is what I do.
I like that.
Brushing my teeth involves reading the Bible, you know? So and I love obviously the paper Bible too, but if you were trying to get sales better, imagine that you could that could be your goal. So it could be your what you're always pointing towards. Or if you're trying to build community and you're like, today, I wrote on my notebook card that's taped to my mirror, I'm going to talk to John about this one thing and ask him how it's going. And I'm going to talk to Sally about this and find out how her kids are doing or whatever it is. And it's like, okay, that might be my goal today.
You set your mind in that direction.
Going in that direction. Yeah.
Now, if we ever see Brent with bad breath, we'll know he's not read his Bible. I'm just saying, it's
That
a
is
tell.
awesome.
I'm impressed both of you start your day brushing your teeth. I can't do that. I have
What?
to have my coffee first.
That's Heather.
My wife does the same thing.
Then
My
I'll
wife.
come brush my teeth.
Okay, all three of our wives do the same
Or
thing.
what?
there.
No, you. But your wife does as well?
Me and Mallory both do
Both
that.
of you and Mel.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, so this is just proof of that, and you guys can jump all over it. But Heather and I had started dating, and she had invited me up to meet her parents, and we go up to our parents' beautiful house in Knoxville, Tennessee. They have a guest bedroom. I'm all on my own. Go to the bathroom at night, and retiring for the night, doing the sit down, read something. And I didn't have anything to read. So, I read the toothpaste, read this and
Yes.
that. But I looked down in the magazine, well, mother's an interior decorator. And I didn't think about it, but I just looked, Southern Living or Country Home or whatever it was. So I just, okay, whatever. And made several trips to her parents' house to the point where I got to know, oh, look, there's a new Southern Living, And nobody knew this. Nobody knew I was looking at these magazines. And I had no idea what effect it had on me. Until one weekend I'd gone up there, come home, Monday Night Football's on, we got the guys over, we're watching the game, pizzas, and everybody's just kind of talking about the weekend. Did you see that game? Did you see what do you think's going to happen? And just football, guys, we're there. And it kind of came around to like, Ken, what do you think? And I'm telling you, honest to goodness, my mind went blank, and the only thing I could think was, this room would look really good with a chair rail and a border. That is all that was going on in my mind.
A shiplap family? Or get the white
and they're just like,
that's funny.
Were you going to say something? I'm like, no.
We've
no,
learned
I
a
was
lot
not.
about your football watching habits recently.
Yeah.
You tend
It's
to
all
watch
about cheerleaders and decorating.
Yeah,
And
whenever
decorating.
Rui's in, he's decorating.
And we did go to.
Yeah, I'm sure he's very into the charcuterie board.
Don't invite Ken over to watch football with you. He doesn't care about it at all. Got it. Check. That's a good point though. Some people, this is the time when people are into fantasy football and their favorite sports. And think about it. How much do people cheer and they are all in and they will make sure they're in their seat with their bowl of popcorn or wings or whatever it is to watch their favorite game. It's like you cheer for and you're excited about the things that you love, right?
Yeah.
And I, of course, for me being a pastor, I want people to be so excited about Jesus, right? I'm like, we cheer louder for our sports team than we do for the creator of the universe and the savior of the world, but it's a reminder that we get into what we love. And so if you're pointing towards football and your fantasy football, you're going to be all into that right then. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's like priorities. So let's make sure this happens. Then it's time for this, and then it's time for this, and then shiplap and chair rails. And so, it's the order.
Well, and there's a discipline element to it too. Knowing how easily we can be influenced and drawn in so many different directions, having guardrails up in your life. Like for you, you're able to brush your teeth and open the Bible app to start your day. I don't have the discipline to open the Bible app and stay there. I'm going to end up on joebecksfan.com and read about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers every single morning. And so I can't be on my phone at the beginning of the day. And there's this phrase that sticks with me. This pastor out of California, his name's Chad Bohai. I heard this quote from him first.
I'm going to listen. I know the phrase you're talking about. Because I,
Do you want to tell us one word at a time?
Because I'll mess it up. I need him to do it.
Now I'm worried I'm going to mess it up. Get to the throne before your phone.
Boop, that's it.
Go to Jesus.
He doesn't mean bathroom.
Yeah, I was around.
I saw your eyes. I saw your eyes.
At his age, he only thinks about bathroom. I get it. And it's like, no, Ken. There's another throne besides that
throne.
one. The throne of the God.
The king. Get to the
universe.
king. Go to the throne
before
of
your
Jesus.
Before the phone.
Before the phone.
Yeah.
I love that.
Because to be honest, that's why we have to watch out with our kids and things and help their eyeballs point to the right thing, because there are so many distractions out there. And I jokingly said about the paper Bible, when I'm reading from the paper Bible, there is no notification that pops up in that, and there is no reminder to do this, and there's no ad that's going about the latest New Balance. It's just, this is my paper, right? Yeah. And so there's nothing wrong with the Bible here, but this is going to take you in so many more directions.
Yeah, gotta have discipline.
Going to take you
this
right.
is where you're going.
Yeah. So, but
that is so good. Well, listen, takeaway. I mean, mine is what we kind of came in with, and that is what we focus on, we move towards. So make sure I'm focusing on that, which is going to set my mind in the right direction. That's going to affect my day, regardless of what circumstances happen. What's a takeaway for you to this during this time that somebody can just go, ooh, I want to do that today?
Grab something daily, something that's good, that's true, that's noble, something daily that you can grab onto and focus on and return your mind to throughout the day. You know, if it's that one scripture in the chapter you read this morning, ooh, this really stuck out to me. Think about it throughout the day. Keep chewing on it, and more is going to come out of it as you chew on it.
I like the chew on it part. And I would even say this, if you'll take that and every time you're literally chewing on something, you will just read or remember that verse.
Good.
It's three times, maybe more times during the day that I'm doing that. That's helpful.
Good point.
What's the takeaway?
There's a lot of chewing going on. I'm trying to think of what, I guess I would take away how you start your day points you and how that day is going to go.
Sets the tone.
It sets the tone. So I guess for me, I'm sitting here thinking about, one of you guys said you wrote your goals. I think you were talking about goals.
Yeah.
Maybe the goals of that day, and it might be, man, follow Jesus first, then go all in with my job goal for that day or something like that. And it's like, all right, Jesus first, goal day after that. And then when I get in the car, it's like, hey, why don't I try a challenge for the next 30 days? I'm going to do worship on my way to work. See if that changes my attitude about it a little bit. But I guess little bitty pieces like that I can take and adjust and actually try today or try tomorrow. So that's it.
Take one of those with you and realize that what we do and what we focus on is what we move towards. And that's just a great piece to live by. And it's going to make today better. So take one of those today and do it, because we're not promised tomorrow, but we realize that every day is a bonus.
See you next week.